Hey guys, welcome to What in the World? Steve. How you going? Yeah, a bit wet and cold out there today, so make sure you rug up and turn the heater on if you need to. Yeah. Okay, today I would like to talk to you about brother number one. So, when I was 19 years old, my uncle used to gamble a lot. Yeah, so he came across the underground dens of the gambling, gangsters. And yeah, that's where he met my first big brother. Yeah, so through my uncle, we sat down one day in a cafe and yeah, this is this is Wong boy. Yeah, yeah, because his surname was Wong. So my uncle called him Wong Zai. Wong boy. Yeah, and that's how I came across my first one. Yeah, and yeah, he goes, I'll hang out a little bit, and then that's when I started coming out to drink as well. Yeah, and then one afternoon just hung with him, and he had a few subordinates under him. He had a few fellas, and then his one directly under him at the time was called George, and we used to usually, well, everyone just calls him Georgie, because he was always in the way, yeah. And he just he looks like one of those typical ones where when you what do they call them, the ones that look after the ladies of the night. Pimp. Yeah, he looks like a pimp. Yeah, anyway, I don't think many of our brothers liked him, but I didn't know. I'm new to the joint, so I was just following them around, And then yeah, he had a couple of other younger fellas under him, and then one day he's just flashing his money out and saying, oh, I'm like this, I'm like this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, it's taking us to dumpling places to eat and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I've got something to do, so yeah, you two fellas follow Brother Dragon, I go, no, don't call me Brother Dragon. And he goes, it's all right, Yeah, a few times later, George just looks at me and he goes, hey, Dragon, I look at you and I know you're good. You're good, yeah? Yeah. Here's a red pocket. Give it to Big Brother. You're with us now. Yeah? Yeah. I go, I thought we were just hanging out. Nah, man. Not hanging out, man. You're our brother. You're with us now. Just give the red pocket to him and everything will be fine, man. You're a great guy. Yeah, you'll be a great brother. Especially, I can see it in your eyes. I don't know, should I? What the heck? So, I meet my first big brother at the cafe, right? Yeah, right in the one in the middle of Chinatown. And I sit down, and then, it's sort of like a setup, actually. Yeah, because I sit down, and he always sort of knew what was going on, It's like, yeah, Dragon, seems like, we'd be hanging out pretty good, so, yeah, I reckon we should build together as one, so, just as a sign of goodwill and gesture, just accept the red pocket, yeah. And then I thought, okay, so pull out my red pocket, just slowly pass it to him, and I said, but, big bro, I just want to say one thing. And he goes, yeah, say what you want. Be open. Dragon. And I said, I've got a mum and dad, yeah? And then at that moment, he looks at me and he goes, yeah, everyone's got a mum and dad. For me, it's just like the movies, you know what I mean? It's like, man, if I have to come to this Cornwall, what we call the, the enchanted forest. Yeah, where all the heroes and actions come out. Never want to, have my mum or dad find out that I have any trouble because I'm with joining the crew, affiliated, joining an organization, And but that moment was very comical. Yeah, he just had a smirk on his face. He goes, yeah, but everyone's got a mum and dad. Yeah, but yeah, so that's how first joined the boys. And every day from that is just like, when you spend time with people, you first learn that initially they show you their face with a mask, but as time eventuates, you start to learn more things, because he's a very, very impressionable character. Yeah, upon first impression, very friendly, very warm, and then he starts borrowing money off you. And then every single character that he's come across, it's always over money. Yeah. So a long stretch after time, I've learnt that he not only dug out of his younger brothers, slowly digging out of them, but every person that he encountered new, he'd wrap him around with all his warmth and manipulative love, and then make them feel sorry for him, because he'll tell everyone that he's got issues and stuff, and yeah, borrow money off them and never pay it back. And yeah, it just got to the stage where he gets into shit and gets into trouble, and then he makes me call the brothers out. He goes, oh yeah, you call the brothers dragon, I won't call, I didn't, you're young, you don't know anything, so it's like, why is he acting like this for? Of course, later on in life, I realized that, because he's caused so much trouble, if he blows the whistle, no one will come out for him, because it's like the story of Long Lai Liu, which is the wolf is going to come. Yeah. You always say, oh, the wolf is coming, and the whole village comes to get you. Once, oh, she was only lying. Yeah, the wolf, and then comes again, and oh, he was only lying. So the third time, he knows that no one in the village is going to come and save him. So it tells me to call. Yeah, so anyway, as the story progresses on, I've been through a lot of drama, and yeah, one day he decides to borrow money off my uncle. My uncle was at the casino banging it, and then my uncle was playing Pai Gow, and while he's looking at his dominoes, my big bro goes up to him and he goes, hey, that's you did well there, yeah. Give us $100 chip, yeah. And then my uncle's like, man, how much do you want to take off me, man? So he's I'm playing, I'm still fighting for my own share, in his mind, but he was already on monitor, the casino had already got him on camera. And then so the supervisor comes up to my uncle and he says, excuse me, sir, is this gentleman disturbing you? And then my uncle goes, oh, no, it's okay, yeah. And then the supervisor says, well, do you know him? And then my uncle says, no, I don't, yeah. And then so that was the perfect excuse for the casino. Excuse me, sir, would you come with us this way? Because he's been renowned to hang out at the casino to what they call liu yan there, which is digging stuff out of people. Yeah, just disturbing patrons, just try to get a nickel off them. Yeah, so the casino, said, you've been disturbing our patrons, mate, and so we've decided to blacklist you, so please do not come back to our casino again. Bye-bye, When he got kicked out, he felt oh, my uncle, took away his rice bowl. So you know what he did? Yeah, my uncle works in a renowned restaurant, right? In the kitchen. He works 6 days a week. He has only 1 day off. Yeah. And because he knew where he lived, when my uncle got his pay pack that evening, yeah, he took one of the guy, hid behind the lane, and so when my uncle just walked past on his ride home, grabbed him and pushed him aside, bashed him up, and then took all his money. And he said to him, that's for taking my rice bowl. Yeah. And my uncle was in the hospital. He didn't tell me about it. And then my big bro called me the next day. Oh, Dragon, can you please come to the cafe? I went, yeah, okay, cool. Went to the cafe where I gave him the red pocket initially. Well, it's not my red pocket. It's a red pocket that someone else gave to me. Like I said, I got coerced into being one of them. So I go to the cafe and I go, hey, what's up today? Because Yeah, like I started to learn that, like, this is not really that good of a brother. Yeah. But, when you've joined and then you follow one, you just young, dumb, and full of cum, and you just think that, loyal, you know. Don't have to jump anywhere. Just get stuck with one, but just cling with your way of righteousness. You got it inside here. It's all good. So I sit down and he goes, Dragon, I don't want you to be upset, all right? I just want to tell you what happened, and then I just don't want you to be upset. You got to calm down, okay? And I went, what's up? Tell me. And he goes, oh, your uncle was a smart ass, and then blah, blah, blah. So, yesterday, like, I taught him a lesson. And in that moment, I looked at him, got up. I wasn't going to hit him because, like, I don't do the under-over thing, even though I'll deck him because he doesn't know how fucking strong I am. But I held it. And he goes, where are you going? I go, I'm not talking to you. Walked off. A few days later, our branch's elder, high rank, calls me out. Goes, oh, Dragon, I've come down to Sydney, want to go Yumcha, Well, go with my other brother that I just, like, took in, which he recommended too, Started having Yumcha at some restaurant, And they're eating, and then they go, hey, Dragon, why are you so quiet today? I go, I'm okay, elder. I'm okay, And he goes, no, you seem to have something wrong. Tell me. I go, I don't know if it's the right thing to do if I tell you, He goes, be open, Dragon, let it out, So I told him, Straight away he goes, yep, no worries. Just follow me. Yeah. So, what my elder done, goes to my uncle at the restaurant while he was working. I saw my uncle, black eye, everything, Like, my uncle was already a very skinny person, Like, if you hit him, like, it's just picking on the weak, man. And that's really stuffed up. Yeah. Excuse my French today, I don't usually like to, like, swear online, but, that moment really got me, Even though when I have to think back to it, I think it was pretty devastating. Yeah. So, the big bro goes, well, So the elder goes, okay, I just had to confirm what this was about, and then, like, after it's confirmed, it's cool, So that evening, they called my first big brother out, and the guy that was with him. We'll meet at the karaoke, our joint, room number whatever, and we'll see you there, right? Yeah, so going to the karaoke room, get on your knees. There's one glass of, like, water, and he goes, we understand being a rascal, you have to go make your money, We don't care how you do it outside. But when it comes to the brothers, you never, ever should lay a finger on the brothers, which should be acting as a part of your family as well. So, knees down, he gets the hammer, hammers him in the back a fair few times. Family punishment. And then, all right, guys, have a breath, have a breather, and then pick up that glass of water, and I want you to drink it. Both of you just scull it. Now, I want Dragon's, like, uncle's payback in 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks, bring it back. If you don't, we'll have a further, like, meeting. Yeah. And so at that point, I thought to myself, wow, at least that was a really shit big brother. But at least, like, man, the elders are doing the right thing. At least, like, this organization's great. There's good people. There's good people here. They stick up for you. But after that, I didn't hang out with the crew anymore. Like, I was pretty much exiled. Yeah. Because, like, still under his name, I'm not going to hang out with him. I'm not going to hang out with other people to pretend that, like, you know, something that I'm not. So I stopped hanging out. Yeah. But when my bunch of bros saw me at the city when we were out drinking, they go, Dragon, where have you been, man? You know? And then we had one of the brothers that was coming up as well, because he was looking after the karaoke, and, like, you know, all the boys that started following him. He started growing up. He started growing. A lot of fellas. He comes up to me and he goes, Dragon, how you been? And I go, I'm good, man. He goes, look, man, we all miss you. Just come back out, man. You don't have to follow him. Just transfer to this guy. And I go, oh, it's okay. I mean, I don't have to transfer to anyone. And he goes, no, you don't have to follow him anymore. You're still with us. Just transfer to this guy. And I said, well, you know, everyone's transferred to that guy. I don't think I should transfer to that guy because of this incident, you know. I don't think it's the right thing to do, you know. And then so he goes, oh, you know, suit yourself, but, like, you know, it's always open, you know. He'll have you anytime, you know. And we are still all good brothers. We're with you. I go, thanks, brother. You know who you are. Yeah, I won't say it online here. Yeah, I'm not going to shout you out either. But yeah, that's brother number one. And yeah, that's a really bad experience. Yeah, although I've done a lot of good things for him. And yeah, like, I remember one time he just, like, you know, when I was working in the hotel, you know, he made $200 or something. He goes, oh, Dragon, you know, I'll give you, like, you know, 100, you know, like two, my brother, 100 each, you know. And I go, are you sure? No, just keep it, man. Like, he always needs money, that guy. He goes, no, keep it, you know. So I go to my night shift work, right? An hour later, comes knocking at the hotel door. Oh, Dragon, can you lend me back that 100? I go, yeah, it's my locker. Oh, wait, I'll just go get it for you. Yeah. It's the type of person that he was. Like, I even went to his father's funeral, man. Like, you know. Yeah, just a lot of detrimental people out there. But, yeah, that was brother number one. So, when you like, you know, start hanging out in society, or, like, you know, when you meet certain groups of people, yeah, you got to really ask yourself a serious question, like, you know, don't be like me, young, dumb, not know anything, and, like, you know, just, like, be gullible, you know. But you have to learn, right? Like, you have to know those experiences. Sometimes, like, you know, you don't know a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know. You have to really experience it for yourself. But yeah, that first one was a nasty one, you know. But mate, when I'd left him off, I'm sure he lost something. Because, like, I've seen, like, you know, brothers, like, you know, follow under him and then, like, you know, use him and then they leave, and then use him and they leave, use him and they leave. So yeah, just seen people just, like, you know, keep on being used by him, and then, like, you know, just, yeah. I just think to myself, like, if you want to burn your bridges like that in life, then, like, you're gonna end up watching the toilet for the rest of your life or whatnot, you know. So yeah, that's brother number one. Share another story with you another day. Have a good one, guys.